Welcome back to Biz Today. We're in studio with Claudette Sigamoney. She's our success story for the week. A power woman of note, and also because I know her journey and I've interacted with her on so many occasions and heard the interesting story of how she's not only built her business, become a business leader within the Durban community, and I know the wider South African business community, but also is a mother to 3 boys.
Yeah, 3.
Tell us about that journey, Claudette. It has not been an easy one for you.
Oh, gosh.
As a working business owner.
Oh, it's been such a journey. I tell you, I have 3 sons, like you alluded to, 2 of which were diagnosed when they were about 8 and 6 with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and they became wheelchair bound at an early age.
So that's a degenerative disease.
Yes, and that's when they became wheelchair bound, it was very difficult. And I think as my children grew older, that's the reason why I became an entrepreneur. I wanted to work on my own business because my sons were wheelchair bound.
Were you a single mother at this time?
No, I became a single mother thereafter. Once the boys were diagnosed, and I became a single mother a few years ago, being divorced.
Yeah.
But the formative years, I've always taken care of the boys.
That's for me is important for our viewers also to understand that you took this and you ran with it. I mean, essentially, you did it all on your own. Am I right?
Because yes, and you know what? It has been very difficult. I mean, when I look at the challenges that I faced as a young mother and having these boys, I mean, not knowing what Duchenne muscular dystrophy is all about, and having to know later finding out that it's a rare condition that will affect your boys, and then your boys live up to the age of 15.
15.
And now my story. My son's passed on last year. He was 25 years old, and Claudette now is 25 years old. They are part of one another, and it's frightening and it's scary to watch your child deteriorate the way they do, and it's progressive. So you see your child before you. I mean, imagine me watching my child on a life support in 2014. I mean, I became a vice president of the Durban Chamber the same year when my child was diagnosed. So it wasn't easy looking at my child, watching him. And then as I took him home, I had to take him home on a life support. And that used to cost me, my child's life is priceless. But there was a cost factor incurred in this, where I had to get a life support machine for my child. And because all my doctor said is he has, I don't know how much of time he has. I'm not God, the doctor said, but I'll give you 2 weeks or so with him. So I had to hire a life support system, a life support machine, and take him home with him. And remember, I used to go to my board meetings. I would still have to be the voice of the business chamber.
How did you be such a soul-wrenching experience? How did you invest then into your business and maintain the same level of?
You know what, Naz? You know what happened was my son. My son, being on life support, said to me, he was in the hospital, and he said to me, "Mommy, you can do this. You're never going to get this opportunity again, and you can aspire to greatness." When I was nominated to become the vice president, and he said, "There's nothing that can stop you from being what you are."
Because you were the sole source of income.
Yes. And what was going to happen to me if I didn't work and I didn't go back into business? What was going to happen to my children? Who was going to take care of them? I would have to take care of them, because remember, I had 2 children that have this condition, that have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I had to ensure that they had a good medical aid. I had to ensure that they were going to go to a good hospital. That my children were blessed with a very good physician. Dr. Nishal Gatram is brilliant. He's the best physician for them. He's taken care of them from 2001 to present day.
That's a long journey.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, he had to learn a lot about Duchenne as well, because he had to treat my kids. But going back to my children, my son Tizo, I call him Tizo, his name is Tron. He was my inspiration. People say their mothers and their fathers and all of that are their inspiration. But my child was my inspiration. He motivated me to get to the level that I am at. He always ensured, and he always told me that I can attain success if I wanted to. And he was proud of me, and I was proud of my children. But it was difficult. If I tell you, I would have barely an hour's sleep, and I would have to be at a breakfast function that I had to be a guest speaker at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would have to be there.
So you know what it means to put in the hours to build a successful business.
And if you and you know what, you leave your undertones, your issues at home, your debacles, because it was difficult. I would cry, and then I would have to smile amidst those tears, and I had to be the voice of business. Then I had to be a leader and speak. And I would be keynote address, or I would do closing remarks, or I would do a panel discussion. And how did I do that? It's with God's grace, but also it was sheer determination and hard work. I knew that I had to do this.
Sheer determination, hard work, and I know you mentioned before the break when we were having a quick chat, the support of mentors.
Absolutely. You know, I don't think I would have survived if I didn't have very good mentors in my life. Temba has been phenomenal, Temba and Global. In Gobo, I'm saying in Global. In Gobo, it's been phenomenal. And I used to do some work for him as well, IR and HR work for him, his business. And then there was Rajan Reddy, President Oils. He helped me, together with, when I was SMME chairperson, to take the Durban Chamber to townships and to grow the township economy. And that was the early days in 2011 when I became chairperson of SMME. We went into, I think it was 2012, and we went to the various townships, and we started doing talks on township growing the economy, SMME development, entrepreneurial development, and Rajan Reddy together with the Business Support Unit, which was headed by Philip Satola and Siyabonga Latuli. We did this. We took it out into the townships where the Inc. area and all that, and just spoke to entrepreneurs. We'd get entrepreneurs like 1,000 entrepreneurs, between 500 to 1,000 entrepreneurs, and grow those entrepreneurs.
You're no longer part of the chamber, but I do know that township development is very much part of your future focus, right?
And that's my. I have a business that speaks to Township Talk.
Township Talk.
Township Talk, where I create roundtable dialogues and communications with the large corporates. And that was a business formation that was started with Rajan Reddy. He linked up Wendy Ackerman,
sure,
and Raymond Ackerman's daughter, Kempe, to grow entrepreneurs, and she's got a mentorship program. So in so many ways that helped. My mentors helped me a lot, and the support system that I have, with myself. I mean, I have a wing behind my wing, which is my caregiver, and then I have Jen, who is my PA. If I didn't have them in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Sure.
I have brilliant support, and I have a brilliant business partner as well.
What does it mean to you? And I'm, as much as the viewers are taking away something from this, I am taking away something from this. What does it mean to be a woman in business? And should we be thinking in that kind of framework? Because we're so, polarized.
We mustn't block ourselves and say we are women in business. I mean, I remember in the early days I used to be the only person, there'll be one or two women that used to sit in board meetings, and it's predominantly men. I think we mustn't block ourselves and say we as a woman in business. It's difficult because what happens is other women, and I say it very, very openly, other women stagnate, other women successes.
And that's true. I have seen that also.
And also, for me, as a business leader and a woman in business, I'd love to grow women in business. I'd like to, if I'm achieving something, I must be able to bring my sister up to a level where I want her to be, or better than me.
Definitely.
And if you can help other women to mentor them, to coach them, to get them to the level, wow, that's phenomenal. Because you must never forget where you came from. And don't close doors, open them. Because when you open that, you become a better leader.
Sure.
And you must lead by example, live that example. just pick up your sister. And if you do that, wow, everything happens. It will happen for you.
That's it, right? The collaboration is key.
Collaboration, linkages, creating those platforms, synergizing. Partnerships are so important.
Paul, what would you say as we wrap our conversation? What would you say as a full-time working mother to 3 boys, 2 of which you faced the journey with them?
Yeah.
Of going through life where they know there is a definite end to it.
Absolutely.
Going through that specific journey, but building a successful business at the same time and being a business leader. I mean, you've juggled all of these roles. What would you say to other aspiring business people, business owners?
I think be real. Be real to yourself, be true to yourself, but also, most importantly, never ever allow anyone to tell you that you're never going to you're never going to achieve whatever you set out yourself to. I used to always set myself goals and do yourself a favor. Set yourself realistic goals, chewable things that you can attain and achieve. Don't set yourself with too many things that you can't do. Biteable, sizable things that you can attain. If you set yourself 3 months goals, that's what I used to do. And the week prior to get, hypothetically speaking, I was preparing for this week, I would prepare last week and say, you know what, this is my journey, this is what I want to do. Things to do should be every day. The things to do should be done weekly. And then you do that and you say, have I achieved that? And who do I want to meet? And why do I want to meet this person? And why do I want to create that linkage with that person?
I love that you set the weekly rather than the daily tasks.
Because I don't like daily tasks.
The daily tasks mean that your vision is too short-sighted and you can't actually see if you're meeting the goal or not. So I actually really love that. Yeah. So the one thing that you can take away and do right now is to rather do weekly goal achievements rather than daily goal achievements.
Absolutely.
Claudette, it was such a pleasure having you in Biz Today, and thank you for inspiring us with your story.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
That's amazing. We've been speaking with Claudette Sigamoney. She's our Entrepreneur of the Week, our success story. You've heard her story about going through the journey of being not only a full-time mother to 3 boys, 2 particular amazing individuals who've gone through something that they never thought they would, but also building a successful business at the same time. I hope you've taken away something to think about today and apply back into your own businesses and your lives. You can catch more on YouTube. We have our YouTube on demand with Biz Today, so go up and check out the episodes if you've missed them from the previous weeks. Find us on Facebook and Twitter, Biz Today, and email me as always, naz@sociallyacceptable.co.za with any ideas you have for upcoming shows. Until next week, goodbye.